Hi there, it's Kristen. I'm an artist and teacher living in Willow Beach, Ontario, Canada. In the second video, we talked about what you would need to get started. In this third video, we're going to prepare your canvas or your paper for paint. We talked a little bit in the second video about the preference for using a pre-stretched gesso to canvas. You can purchase these from various art supply stores. You can get them from dollar stores. There's ways to get them very inexpensively. So an example of that would be this here. Okay, so this canvas I picked up at our local dollar store. As you can see, it's on a wooden frame. It's been stapled and stretched to the frame, and it's also been pre-gessoed. So you can start painting right from this, or you can put a layer of primer or gesso on this canvas if you'd like, but it's not necessary. Also, when you're finished completing your painting, you can just stick it right on your wall. You don't need to get a frame or matting. So it's really user-friendly. They really aren't that expensive. And for now, as a beginner, I really recommend you use these pre-stretched canvases. The other thing I've been doing lately is going to my local Goodwill because I'm trying to be more eco-friendly. And by doing that, I picked up this piece of art that someone purchased probably from your home decor stores. It cost me about $2. And then what I've been doing is then gessoing over this image so that my paint will stick to this pre-stretched canvas because it's quite shiny, the surface. So you want to make sure that you gesso this before using it, but it's been a really cost-effective way, and it makes me feel better about the environment and what I'm doing when I'm reusing things. Plus it supports our local Goodwill, and then they support our local hospital. So it does a lot of things for me. So if you choose, you can do that route as well. The final thing that you can do is use paper. Now, paper is a great choice because it is inexpensive. You can get a lot of it for a good price. This I think I bought at Walmart, this package. It's a Canson, and it's a watercolor paper. And the reason I chose it is because it's cold pressed and it's a very durable surface. It has a textured surface as well, which I like, and it's also quite thick. So if you decide to go this route, then I can show you what you need to do to prepare your paper so that you have greater success. For me, I tend to use paper when I'm trying out new techniques, when I'm practicing. I don't tend to use a sketchbook anymore, but you could purchase a sketchbook if you'd like to do that practice so that you have a progress. You can see your progress as you improve on your skills. It's also a good place to record ideas and also write down recipes for when you're mixing paints. I did use a sketchbook quite a bit when I first started painting as an artist, and I found it super helpful. So if you decide to use your paper, what you're going to need is you're going to need some gesso. This gesso is a clear gesso. In reading the back, it says that it helps stiffen and provides surface tooth for painting. This dries translucent and it doesn't turn yellow. It's flexible and it's water resistant when it's dry, and I can use acrylics with it. So it's really a great product. It's just Liquidex, and there's many brands. You could use primer if you have it at home from projects where you've painted your walls. There is also different colored gessos you can purchase, but you can also add white paint to this gesso. So that's what I've been using. if you don't want it to be clear. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put a little bit of gesso or primer on your paper. And then you're going to take your flat brush, just a thick flash brush, depends on what you have. Here's a house paste brush and here's another brush. Just use what you think works for you. I'm going to use this brush actually. And you're just going to apply an even layer of the gesso on your paper or primer, whatever you're using. You just want to put something on the paper to give it some added protection from the water and the paint that you're going to be applying later on the paper. Once this gesso dries, you're going to tape your paper down. So I'm going to put the gesso on. It's pretty smooth and even. I'm just going to put this aside for now so I can show you how to tape your paper. So in the supply list, I mentioned that you're going to need some painter's tape. There's various kinds, there's various thicknesses. I suggest if you're using paper that you use the best painter's tape you can find, because then when you pull it up, it's not going to rip your paper. It's also going to help hold your paper down so it doesn't buckle as much and bend. So my favorite is the blue, though I have tried the frog stuff, but I ran out, so I'm just going to use this for now. You can get this at hardware stores, the dollar store, any of those spaces. So once your gesso dries, let's pretend there's gesso on this, and it's time to put tape on your paper. You're going to take a piece of tape, and I like to just put it right on the edge of my paper, so just so that holds it a little bit. And you're going to make sure to press down firmly with your thumb or your fingernail to make sure that it's down. Again, other side, just kind of eyeball it. Okay. Now, if you would like to have a little bit of a white border, you can put your tape up a little higher, put this on, and then stick another piece of tape higher up and around here, so you can double tape, and then you'll have a white border around. If you want your image to go right to the edge, then you're just gonna do what I'm doing right now. I didn't put the right amount, but that's okay. Okay, so once it's on, I'm just gonna go around, press down firmly, and then you are ready to go. So that's taping your page down. So the reason you want to tape your paper down is, again, so that it keeps your paper flatter. It prevents buckling. It prevents your paper from moving around. It's just a good idea. It just makes your finished product look a lot cleaner. So if you have any questions about that, you can always contact me. You are going to be using a lot of water and paint on it, so it's just a good thing to have it nice and secure on your board or table or whatever you decided to use as your flat washable surface. So now we're ready to paint. In the next video, I will show you how to mix your paints on your palette and go through some techniques and tools and how to use them. And after that practice, then we will create our artwork.